January is usually a time for starting those resolutions, turning over a new leaf, and of course being a bit broke. Unless you happen to be Britney Spears, in which case it's all about shocking the world. At the beginning of 2007 she shaved her head. Well, it'd take some doing to top that, but in 2008 she did. The singer was involved in a standoff at her Malibu home on January 3rd. Police and emergency services were called when she refused to hand over her sons, Sean Preston and Jaden James, to her ex-husband Kevin Federline. The siege ended with Britney being carted off to hospital on a gurney, or, English translation, a stretcher. She was forced to undergo psychiatric evaluations and not only lost her visitation rights to her kids, but also lost control of her assets, as her dad Jamie was put in charge. But against all the odds, hats off to Brit, as less than 4 months later she managed to pick herself back up and went on to star in US sitcom How I Met Your Mother twice, open the MTV Video Music Awards and walk away with 3 prizes, and is now showing off her 6th studio album, Circus. Sadly for another young star at the start of the year, the story didn't have such a happy ending. On January 22nd, Heath Ledger was found dead in his New York apartment. The Hollywood actor died of an accidental overdose of prescription drugs. Mourners paid tribute outside his home. It meant the 28-year-old never got to see his efforts as the Joker in The Dark Knight, which went on to become the year's highest-grossing film. He was also halfway through shooting Terry Gilliam's Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. As a result, Johnny Depp, Jude Law and Colin Farrell stepped in to help by playing several different incarnations of his role. Look away now, Colleen and Wayne Rooney and Mariah and Nick Cannon. While they were among those who tied the knot in luxury weddings, the last 12 months also saw some pretty big showbiz divorces. It was all led by these two. Sir Paul McCartney and Heather Mills were the talk of the tabloids for months, with the former model even breaking down in tears at one point, describing how she'd been vilified by the media. But on March 17th, after some argy-bargy at London's High Court, Miss Mills threw water over her ex's lawyer.
I cleansed and baptised her, which was, I thought she looks fantastic. I thought she did her the world of good, and now I've been offered lots of jobs for creating real looks for women of her age with those kind of hairdos.
And if that doesn't work out for her, then this might. She received a £24.3 million payout for her 4 years with the ex-Beatle, plus an allowance for their daughter Beatrice. Just a few months later and the papers were at it again. This time it was Madonna and Guy Ritchie's rocky romance filling the front pages, although in July the pair insisted their relationship didn't need saving. It took until October 15th and an expose by The Sun for them to finally come clean. Smack bang in the middle of Madge's tour, they announced their big split. But desperate to avoid the lengthy and bitter court battles of other stars, they were granted a decree nisi just a month later. A quickie end to their 8-year marriage. And finally, it was raining celebrity babies in 2008, thanks to new additions from Christina Aguilera, Nicole Richie, Nicole Kidman, Jennifer Lopez and Halle Berry. But there was one, or rather 2 A-list tots that eclipsed them all. After months of following them around France, Angelina Jolie and her partner Brad Pitt welcomed twins, Knox Leon and Vivian Marceline, on July 12th. Pictures of the newborns were sold to People in the States and Hello magazine in the UK for a reported £7 million, the most expensive celeb baby pics ever.